I always love, with a festival like HebCelt, you arrive and as soon as you hit the ground, you know you're in for a good time.
Fergen y concert sa siar y facin dydd. Diolch fe eterialti ffo HᴇឭCᴇʟᴛ.
It's always very welcoming. That's right. One thing. That's whether you're playing in at a festival or not. And the 2 times we've played it, we've really enjoyed it, and we're having a great time. So.
Nan bech sa sé páirsean cultúr acin in the scuteach ag sa dúchas acin.
A festival like that is up there, total 99.9%. There was no question. I just thought it was great.
Ha fadach gyn ac marca fyrwag yn y pia fashion as a dwy o sé ha.
Right from when the doors open at maybe midday all the way through to the known act at the end of the day, people are really absorbing an experience that they don't get every day.
Mae healastúr is chiadéis agus farvel in níos new. Chago a chréid chomór sa haar fás.
The last festival was just over 18,500. That's individual attendances over the days. It's roughly about 7,500. First festival was about 1,200 people over the 3 or 4 days.
HebCølm ag an níor hóiseach na hóiseach as I dhearach ruaid leis intent geal agus dulthaige agus a géisteachtaí le HᴇឭCᴇʟᴛ agus siúgal-nifty agus cólainn mar sin agus thattíoch mearfaileach.
It was really cosy. It was a good crack festival that first year, and it was great to see HebCelt. I'd always wanted to see him, and it was the first time I'd seen him live. So
it was a great booking, HebCelt. But like 3 days before the festival, we got a fax through. Remember faxes back in the day? We got a fax through. It was like 8 or 9 pages with this backline, and we didn't know what a backline was. So the main essence of it was a drum kit was spec'd, and so we had to kind of rush around and try and find a drum kit. Somebody knew somebody, and we picked up a drum kit from the back of some pub somewhere, which was kind of had beer spilt in it, stuff that was all kind of sticky and whatever. So we presented that to HebCelt's drummer, and he said, sure, it'll be fine. And that's kind of stuck with us over the years.
Well, Sean and program and backing. Well, can you below Hulkinaka for Horsing go a show on 2014? I guess Shaw here drach a program in a sheet. Well, game exchange be clachke look cool can animal mar wolfstone by like a holding you cove on the wolfstone like an I guess gach play on the Horsing Jalabach de interest drach a program. So it's gonna have Leon Shaw 2014. Get registration, HᴇឭCᴇʟᴛ app or a phone.
The whole idea behind the festival, how it came about, was Caroline and I were working together, and we're both really into music, but we realised that there weren't any bands that really toured in the islands.
We were just chatting away about music, as we had done, and hit on the idea of having something locally that would help us to promote artists and at the same time give something for our local community to look forward to.
As we went and as we kind of developed the whole idea, we got more and more people involved.
Harwysig de môr yn mae un barach tushukun Hallanish. Agus sometimes an idea sin a horsig sin. This is many kimere putting again sin chlachgerg.
But that became not viable, so we moved to town, and naturally the Lewis Castle grounds was a really great venue. So they said yes. So the rest is history.
had a band here called HᴇឭCᴇʟᴛ that came from Quebec. It was a fusion of Celtic and brass, and then they had accordion and fiddle, and the crowd would not let them come off the stage. It was amazing.
As sin chofoscailtí ceol internationalta is gaisteach. I mean, in na cholan ciúla seár chun na míhín ag na féis HebCelt chané ceol cíilteach mar bha sinne geolach.
Bha sinne clacht I mád a bhí thachart thula bliana agus charú sinnear san glóst isteach gan scíre achas an mar an dúidir. Agus lei sin bha sinne san cruúcha ruta gnéile I bha go bhí curtaicrí ceol Gaelic agus ceol céilteocht mar sin.
Sadly, we had no manual to go from, so it was just a bit trial and error, particularly that first year. You know, we made a lot of mistakes, but we learnt a lot to set us up for future.
As sin cúint démanas joog sin ar brosnach nágrií go hára agus chan I bhain nágriíach ina bhíh go deoch agus mar sin bha fás na smó chula bliana.
Na de chúla sinne I néach go féis I tíon go leoas go Stornoway. Well se néach I seár a chúla sinne díobh a sinne stócha an éist bí choramachcin be dó ann an éist Runrig clich as na Hillegan an san dó cearst. He gánaí má bí clich ag an dachi go dé. Agus how féin tócal agus misnach fanna sin. Agus sinna nach búrin gynni son blianach an fé didih gyn clich as na Hillegan. Agus fesin cónaí gan bheach ma fesin dó clich áte sa bhís na Hillegan. Géimig a gudam a bhí nórút, no production sa bhí an an áte sa bíle tíad an mór na áte sa bhís an dú. Well, chluig sin HebCelt Festival agus thula turas an nórút agus chanig thula cineach in nórút. Fergan concert sa seár a bhacin díobh. Díach bheith itarhealta fó áte sa bíle. Bhá feachcin hasinne clich ecedachi. Na dúneach in héin a bhain agus charó itarhealtas itar sin héin sa luchgéisteach fa sin cólag. Agus díach a feachcin seocat far a bhfuil stúachcin, na hórainachcin, agus crí geol seocat as a bhfuil le tíon agus bheith í chomá.
I was a bit of a snob about Runrig. I had no interest in them, to tell you the truth, because anything island related, I just had a period in my life where I just wanted to escape anything, you know, that was island culture. But when I saw them at HebCelt, I was a late convert. I was absolutely blown away by their songs and their stage presence and the way they delivered and connected to the crowd.
chiad tuair is a chlóisín HebCelt. Sinnim líonna a bheith Runrig a clúich riamh HᴇឭCᴇʟᴛ Big Blue. Ba mi olch Runrig coú ach sé sinna chiad tuair is a chonig mi Runrig an a leos. Agus a bhí clointin Runrig as an hent cóirí na HᴇឭCᴇʟᴛ, a hulacal. Bhóich mi an nóir sin, sé sinna bha mi sena dhéanú. Ba mi sena bhí ar a stage a bhí clúich bealú na HᴇegyPCᴇʟᴛ in heolachacham a thula bliana agus sé sinna do bhóich mi grumí sena bhí nam sinne ar professionta. Wel, har sin blian cyn hamir tor bwysyn o broch i anwyl le HebCelt a ha cael am fa bwysyn o broch ac un mar oran Gaelic nio oran Runrig agos dain sy'n cym. Hwle stwm ar sy'n agos i pas je colan bod i'n sy'n i anwyl.
Mis minioch gyndiach mi god bw o broch ar son ffiel yn ddosioch nyr yma mi gleog. Fa mi chan mi idir ma ar i nil. A chorster am cyw i fa chosnog diroch o fi in saas na bwtyn op brochs fi cynnych o'ch o'i gleile gw'n o jan yn ciol. Nyr fa mi bec an y sinie fa fioinach fi'n i torst yn clarsoch ac am agos dian o bwtyn op broch sein agos sydd diroch jo chor yma fal na fi gewn sa hoch fo wch cwl. Ga bwy fawr o dyn mae'r HᴇឭCᴇʟᴛ agos caran eich gyn. So mi hyn nyr fa mi o chodji al ar y fi sein o'r an Gaelic so ffollog an y fod o hwle blian agos dian ys dim ar sy'n. Ach fi ffeich gyn is arstwler chomwr se fod gyn uafesoch sori te fel agos eich gyn yn wy fi gyhwle dyn is yn o'r an Gaelic fad wle geistoch i na sy o'r an hasio. Fi dol lawn leis yn coldan ac am hyn cwydioch gasyn ar y fi uafesoch sori tgol ymlion nes y chaimiawn le coldan fa sian ar ac yn iawn agos fi torst o hwle dyn gachu gan nielan ac am hyn fa sy'n chosnwc agos fi i'r arstwler agos y coiadur carigans, geologs, teacherin mar sy'n ddim i'r ag yn mi began nerfoch a bafis go fi nerfoch yn ys ach fa rwydig yn mae un intent a hasyn agos yn ys fa uafesoch sorit.
Thank you very much.
You get that email, that phone call about the festival, you can't help but smile. You know you're heading to the party island.
If you could bottle the feeling of festival week and sell it, you would make a fortune.
A mis mydiwch greifis uafesoch ein sorit a hon. Agos ganefale cwydioch cacho sorit. A cainam Jamarst agos HᴇឭCᴇʟᴛ yn arach gynnu fa sy'n yr fa dyn i tîn far y fad asig agos fa ffainas trang agos fa ciol y tos o'ch ag.
Far y fele cwydioch larwg na ffeisig, dy thwfach asial as eile ha idlieb dia agos ha fadach gynnu awn as y fale an y balestiawn ag ha fadach gynnu gyfil rwydicyn môr y dol.
So when I was up there, I get a sense of this is who we are and we're fiercely proud of it and it was great to see the kids dancing and the bagpipes playing and people scurling in the middle of the square there. I could tell that people loved the environment and it came out of them.
Is agad ha ceol to hwle osin is rydyn y gelf, y crwlwg, a dyn nhw ceol beo. Ha iantach, ha diw adach gyn, ha goirs nach mar farstje. A mi eddi fi dol go HᴇឭCᴇʟᴛ galf o 90s fin mira, agos has ni eddi fi dol gan eis o nŵr san. Gachlub a heidiw go féis HebCelt ha is a diwr ffaltio idli. Agus a HebCelt mar a bheith luch ciúd hain a géirí bhí mar farst dhéis a caiineam go caratin gain a cloich an nolapúl a neiche bheith sinne a cloich HebCelt agus nach de lémat iad náisic ma dhéidig fácal olapúl agus landat stuig ma bheith neiche agus bheith session maití dul as a bhar agus Hoiat a stoi agus chluising le chéile go uidan big an matne agus an galbat de díiste de hiatáisic ag seach cuidan sa bhat in bed a golapúl.
It's a great meeting place, isn't it, HebCelt? We have tunes usually in the Royal after any of the events that we're at, because we're usually staying there, and it's just a great place for getting together. Let's face it, Lewis is a wonderful place to visit at any time. The people are fantastic. They're always up for a bit of crack, and they love good music.
There's all sorts of artists who've come up sort of through the ranks of the festival, if you like. Julie Fowlis playing with Tartan Amoebas back, I think, before she was even a singer, back when she was just playing pipe. I say just, when she was playing pipes. Jane Hepburn, Colin MacLeod, even. I think Colin's first time with the festival wasn't even as a musician, it was picking up litter as a volunteer. And then at our 25th anniversary, he was playing on the main stage with his band.
It's funny now that I've been a musician for quite a while, and that feeling when you're going to get ready to go on stage, that's the same feeling I get every time I do a gig. It's the same as that first experience when I was at HebCelt when I was, I don't know, 12, 13, whatever, slave labour age.
Take a little while to reach you in the morning. I've been driving here since yesterday.
It was pretty special, I have to say, playing the main stage this year. It was quite nerve-wracking. I think obviously I've sort of gone through the ranks and moved up from playing the acoustic stage and the island stage, and we've done the main stage before in the afternoon, but I think we all came off stage afterwards and was like, that's the best gig we've ever done. Being a Hebridean, I'm not really that inclined to blow my own trumpet, but it's definitely the best I've ever played, and it's definitely the best gig we've ever done.
She said you have to take the long road. Know that it's a slow road. It'll be a hard road. You gotta take the long road.
Imig rud a tachastig féis nach duinis menisiir. Fémi duine bhí tugal scutal, fémi duine bhí a rui amach agus a fein bonne son cop an tééis rutan mar sin. Agus seanna pís an becca ha ule tín rí chéile.
I'm an artist liaison, so I volunteer each year. It's getting stronger and stronger, and the commitment of the volunteers of turning up and being involved in this, you can just see how it is just become a big family.
The team, from the time you arrive, look after you so well, even to the hotel staff and the volunteers who, of course, play such a pivotal part in it.
I mean, you can't underestimate the amount of the commitment from volunteers and how they've also grown with the event, as have all of the team that work on the event, and that's a really strong link.
It is one of the most amazing experiences you can do. It's an amazing family atmosphere of
a group of people coming together to put on an absolutely brilliant event. It's really exciting, even though it has its challenges, it's really good fun.
The volunteers are the beating heart of the festival. Without them, it just wouldn't be the event that it is. We have an incredible core of returning volunteers who come back year after year.
When the team came together, the food was all sourced locally, but somebody might bring in some scones that their mother had made and pancakes and all this kind of stuff. So I used to bring in a speciality that I make every now and again is tablet, Scottish tablet. So I made it every year for the festival crew, for the team, for the guys doing the stage and the lighting and everything else. I'd make this big batch of tablet. And I think it was Belle Mackay made a duff, right? Huge, massive duff. And this was to be sliced up in the bothy between us all, and that was fine. But for some weird and wonderful reason, this duff and this box of tablet got deposited in this certain artist's a room, what do we call a green room. And of course, I think this person must have just thought that this was the stuff that had been given by the festival. And nobody saw it. Nobody saw any duff that year, and nobody saw any tablet because it went home with him on his private jet.
Just like that. Oh, you had a baby Kent. This is for everyone that's called I'm gonna be 500 miles.
He's on the hit.
When I wake up, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who wakes up next to you. When I go out, yeah, I know I'm gonna be
Watching film yourself, you do, you remember a bit more. But I remember both times we went, the Western Isles particularly, there's soulful people.
It's always very welcoming. That's
right.
One thing. That's whether you're playing in a festival or not. And the 2 times we've played it, we've really enjoyed it. We've had a great time, so.
I always found in Stornoway when we played our own gigs there in the halls, and then when we played the festival, that it was a genuine warm welcome.
Han I man tot dønisteach han amol fygan hwyl mar han dŵn ac yn hyn ac yn horm a ha tot ga døni og fygan jelan. Han I fan dydych døni hasyn an a colan a hort colan. Pa Caroline agus myrach is hwle døni cwniad fad am o'ch yn halant fyg fygan.
Ha cia soniche ac yn HebCelt Festival fa mahar y gwybod ec yn eis a chwain chiad blian ysdoche. Jani mae'r securities rydym ar sy'n fiag mysio gan cwydioch eich dirch. Cam yn geit y fosglitio no toc nard sgwydol rydym ar sy'n Janik mi cael sy'n byd dirach ar sy'n yn fiag parst Janik hwyl y cael. Pam dirach ysmynig imagine what it would be like to play on that stage one day. Wel, chlwych mi ar yn ardwyd o'r sy'n, chrech mi gyda David Streich. Fa mae'r dream come true efo. Fa dirach mi ar fadioch. Egus fa intent dirach lan, dyn. Ifad y leim, egus y dawns. Egus fa dirach buzzing. Had y gra. Cainig ma har sy'n ac yn sygus chachrech mi gyda'r corwm ac yn each other sy'n clwych cwlwyr I dyn I mar sy'n man nach ro HebCelt am.
The fish, vet reality for fish biele, die keinel and karstes, blas.
You just get very much a sense of family and community spirit, but also that kind of party spirit as well.
I love just going out there and There's bales of hay everywhere and kids are running around daft, and it's, yeah, that sense of gathering is really important.
I've been going since probably about the age of 9, and I first saw the circus there, and they didn't even have a tent then, it was just an aerial rig, and I remember being like, oh, I love that, and I saw a few girls around my age performing in it, and I was like, that's what I want to do. I think I said to my parents that I just wanted to run away with the circus. I think that's pretty much what I said, and they were like, what do you mean? I was like, well, there's a circus and I really want to go with them. So they were like, that's cool, just make sure you let us know. I think they kept texting me saying, can you call me? Because we haven't heard from you in a few weeks, because I just ran away with the circus. But they tell everyone, everywhere we go, they're like, yeah, I don't run away with the circus. I went to circus school, which is a place called Circus Central in Newcastle, and I did a BTEC course. So I learned how to do lots of different things. I learned aerial and contortion. Like, I didn't realise how much was involved, so it was nice going and then being able to learn everything and then pick what I wanted to focus on. And if I hadn't have seen the circus and HebCelt, then I don't think I would have got into it.
So has your thought project in Eddi Reader and Runrig na bliana hin agus Gaelic ceol vo dúchan an eile cúteach Scottish and Celtic van project Boomerang va Jean Noel Sean na HebCelt agus vatsen sas on an project Connery Brebach agus Reinatsen Shoshige collaboration.
HeiďᴇívCᴇʟᴛ a gach bliana HebCelt traditions ceol Gaelic agus rútan dífrite vo gnéin ciúil idir Gaelic's acts móra.
There's been many artists over the years who've wowed me. Eddi Reader every time.
It's got to be perfect. It's got to be worth it.
A festival like that it's at the same time exotic, because it's not like your own home, but it's a home of some kind, and you're associated with it. And I adore showing Scotland off. And when you go up there, how can you not be impressed with Scotland? The journey up, getting there, the people, the ambience.
Eager to give their love away.
Na calling cúla seaar chanins. Imelda me HgebCᴇʟᴛ agus HebCelt sound system wat an nuavasach in ma.
Rud a chamami in HebCelt. Chachwolami no chamnachami Colan Marchen Idiaf na drumichin avak Shosha Kjolava the Gianu Hardam Chamotion. Unen the HeiďᴇívCᴇʟᴛ how Ganach J Shosha Kjol how Luch Geisha or Shamili Geisha Chris. How long is Sectania Theatre fine the skippinish na Horang the feed board so Ruden Marchen Achle HebCelt sound system how clue Akam so J Vamido the Geisha Chris.
HebCelt were a fantastic band. They had a phenomenal bass section, bass booming all around the town, really. That particular night that they were playing, out in the harbour, a pod of dolphins appeared and started swimming around the harbour. The dolphins headed right in to where as close to the tent as they could get. Thankfully, none of them stranded and they all went back out. And we spoke to some dolphin specialists, and they said it was quite possible, it would have been quite possible, that the reverb, the bass, the sound of this, this really, really deep bass might have attracted in the dolphins. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, because I'm not a dolphin specialist.
A mis muine go rút a Caroline agus marach gorwad gyma biachol e deva dynnu giori clwyntjan. A sio gyma cwtramach, ylsait, gorwad o tod gon nielan, sgon niesh dynnu va fisak, va cord di dynnu vi geisio chrw.
The programme of any festival is a really difficult thing because you've got to have the ambition, which she certainly had when she wanted to get Van Morrison to play there and achieved that. But you also have to understand your audience and what they want as well, and she's had a handle on that all the way through.
I think they've kept to the Celtic roots in a way, and that's been smart. I think it would have been easy for them to go for commercial artists and scrap the Celtic side of it. But I think that would have damaged them long term, because I think the fate of some of these other festivals are that they've gone down a really commercial route, or they've gone for dance artists or something. And sometimes that culture can be quite, you know, session heavy. But they've kept it quite family-oriented, and I think that's paid off for them, and that's why they're still there.
A féisi'n gael hyfyn programming achge, hard yn blianach yn had, var Van Morrison, mae'r combination play Vesson Cleif, a Runrig Eddi Reader ach, a sy'n awn had coig yr eich blianach. Agus go bhfuil idir bhí tócail sin hána blianach an cúteach. Agus sé díreach ceann an próses sin je menar bhain a fás a níos go nátara mis muinich.
There's clearly bands that are very much HebCelt, but we've grown our programming over the years to widen the sphere that we can actually attract to the event, because we can't keep on relying on the same artists year on year. So booking a band such as Texas or Katie Tunstall, whatever, they're top Scottish artists who have got a very strong draw, and that means that it obviously makes sense for us to try and programme them in Stornoway.
I think a good festival, Midgie Central, look at that, it's proper summer in Scotland. I think a good festival is where people have got open minds to music that they've not heard before. I think that's what makes a really good experience, that people are open and supportive of stuff they've maybe never even heard of. And so right from when the doors open at maybe midday all the way through to the known act at the end of the day, people are really absorbing an experience that they don't get every day. I think that's great. And obviously a drink.
Just be yourself.
Thank you!
Ha tord corm de chlwychydydyn ffo erfygen hyl e gyfel wy an y ciol tradition de niw ciol cerdig chorigin e hyn sio agus in ciol sio y fi ag fyr art idde. Ach cwtioch ha tord corm cwdymyn Gaelic y fi ymysg sy'n cwtioch. Lysyn chanel sy'n tord leisgal sy bi ar canan agus ar ciol ha cheart choma ri rwt sy bi yle chwaen stwyd fegin naad.
Mi swyn sy'n gach feirach yn y gynam sy'n bysyd y gig smw fas yn yr un o ddyf agos fas sgynio'r tíðach chorsydd yn gwan.
At that point, it was kind of as big a gig as you could do in traditional music. But more than that, you knew as soon as you took to that stage, you know, you're just this wee boy from a wee village playing your traditional instrument. And when you took to that stage, you were a rock star. You had thousands of people screaming at you, clapping, cheering, singing along with you to traditional music. You know, and this, even nowadays, it's becoming, I think, more the norm, but certainly going back 10, 15 years ago, still felt really unique to have that amount of people in one space going so crazy for music that you absolutely loved. But let's be honest, in the grand scheme of it, it's pretty niche.
And HebCelt ha na fars voor de jechtri maanran. Mark yn pig. Díadach húns gyda Bisio hier chorm môr o hwyr sy'n yn y sylw hiwl yn an awapa agos bis sy'n tainc ac bra sy'n gach ni o hwyr sy'n fo HebCelt.
Thank you very much, HebCelt. Thank you, ma'am.
Gyswyd yn hannig ag o'n nielan, gas biwnach ma agus ha mis mwy'n gyro accord di dynia ha agus rhaid cwydioch ag môr chan i fan gan ciol yn nielan ac am tŵr ysog so chwle cael cochiantis, fa tor cochiantis nies.
You know what like it is in the week of the festival? The town is absolutely heaving with people. The cars, you can't get accommodation anywhere. And I know that the festival over the years have put up on their site if anybody's got a free room, would you be willing to take, festival goers in and this kind of thing?
Had the torst aatje gan de hennet in een sluchkuul van de hielen en paarstigaal aan de feestje ha ik het haal ne mieltje die gunje van de hielen en ik zat de kuus kjol Gaelic at de kumar sin ik zie ne feestje.
Besnachkes rog for hur. Hab en kranig gefuhr von jer. Hab en tuskesen gadden von mir. Ach en gadde de vlien von jes. Wat du stoch gages vrede. Kan en more
Yn blin ysaf, fa sy'n gyma tolichtje fi plwych yn headlining yn prif Arthurla. Fa sy'n nervous och. Fa sy'n cynnig yn gyrras, had is yn y blin yn y dol yn y hart yn Arthurla. Talaf alas y charla fi agos yn ŵr sy'n Arthurla na helen agos yn ŵr sy'n y prif Arthurla agos yn ŵr sy'n headlining. So fa gydach myrflach agos. Han y lwchgeistioch HebCelt gydach myrflach agos yn coni Johnach y sy'n colar un agos dancer cwtioch agos sy'n y seistyn agos na rawn. So ha gydach myrflach.
Everybody wondered how the festival happened. Well, if you think of a swan on a loch, you get this lovely analogy of a swan on a loch serenely swimming across the top of the loch. But underneath, what you're seeing is feet going like the clappers. Well, that's exactly what the festival was.
Tegen een keinig in de smoor wakken ze mij niet hier toe de selectie HebCelt. Daar wielen. Neiger zijn we hier lennen we kjaan drummet 10 kopie. Agus de horsige concert we Veneke de Goldsteigen Hospital. Agus waarschijnlijk dit neiger we current emergency aan. Agus camera was het al jaan kutied moer. Agus Havel Woody a law a Rebecca. Agus soorste fidimische jaan en ulf go ulpul jaan heiche. Agus sinnig do ruta ní. Agus bha mis áin bhil sé chance má seo, a mis dulgáil I de gúrs a seo cúteach. Agus gach sin steorna bheith má neáin aiche. Agus charó bat gú an ní feit chósóchgad bheit gú an tíoch mar chláine. Agus tíis me ein gú an chud bhúdi dhé an engine agus bheit sé tíoch síana hen. Agus hanachgus go gadaich me sé fós nó sí colachlis agus bheittíach míorhlach deoch aine.
Well, a caiinem grom dulganéis ina bhliana agus bha me héin agus éadnúdúirc agus éilith ní canamaid. Cha bunigin dul é náisiid an núl agus chud Caroline chud íorstáid rib olapúl a searnabhag. Ach nach de bhí sé sias a léach slia. Gúr mi thuiche agus thuair sí deoch fudig far a bhilseh son big an bhíine is bu méad as an na Dutch. San nóir sin nach de gcónaí. Stí cóna 10 minút in suirtí the chopper's on its way.
Anin sy'n fa cordrums eglwch ma ag yn aim sy'n chaban stoch yn na'r dólar ach yn lwydyn fi gym BBC dianw nid fad nid victoria dol biodd y radio agus gymwrig yw tfergol siach an art yn atrigalit fad y clechig yglis marstons fad y clechig art yn ela had is yn y blionig yn far y mwyn gyd dyn hyn ysdiach fan rad agus eistach di dyn fa anamol dyn fa cordrw tein agus chula blion bheith hónig cúti gynnawn, cos óri dynnu na chunne dua fa China a meddagag, saedig an jorsen. Ag ar o cial stoch di sy'n ceol Celtish, ach stoch ceol duchol cúdiach.
HebCelt do a lot of concerts outside the main arena, out in the community, and one of the favourites is the Town Hall family concerts. They do a series of them. So this year I got a shot at that, and my children, Hope and John, joined me for a couple of songs on stage, and the town hall was full up, and it was just such a lovely atmosphere, and I felt quite emotional actually. I really struggled to hold it together singing those 2 songs for the kids. So yeah, one of my favourite HebCelt moments, I think.
Having the youngest young boy and girl be inspired, and the oldest granny and grandpa, great granny and grandpa potentially there as well. You have this real, you know, diversity in age at the festival, and each and every person is enjoying it just as much as the next.
As we grew and developed, obviously it made sense to include an lantern to the. This is back when they were working out the town hall, so the wee auditorium in the town hall there. So programming with Alex has been as part of the event for the last 20+ years.
We rúdan á tronheach gáin ha tord column the dönje vi faking inside stochen nach hele dönje na süd nach kan je laat giori golma gaan tent is hat general jo sa kopet het leef ha
Vam hins maher er vi genu big and chain Konlach was je rief genu Kelly house of us agus chaiori on concert jenne galanter maar fast kan je agus Chordam go ha chordam gomor vi sein kori maher maar hier is Reinchen concert colachrichen wach fabrut gnimme kenjoch me jenach unersken te horsich sin chuirde is gomór agus bheit másach má féin an chom concert mar sinna dhéanú ag go lant ar an Nílan ag an hín.
Hamas is muin gin gas in nach huid cóntaí chéile. Hannig sin alla heo alla 2005 agus bheit sin cuideador drút an trona blin. Ach bheit sin brín fi chéile cuidig mai dhéon le said défa dola hagart chola blianna.
Hör mir fort loch kühl von Nashville an ol Quorums. Kan je waanschijn ach kudig dun je waan allemaal even alappe heen. Manian ook Morristons, Fraser Fifields. Dus waar ik de zijn van mijn kloei college niet aan kan belan. Ik ken hem gezonde te de zijn al jo.
Gyrru just yn eich blion a hawsa sy'n ysmynnu hwnnw mae crwch program TV. Ac yn yna, efo Colin Martin, oran ysgrifig mae yn eich sy'n blue on green. Agus sy'n cael eich lach sy'n as na titles son y program.
We're heading for the blue on green, the best homecoming that you've ever seen. Oh, we've come from near and far, HebCelt Festival.
Tá sé sin le fíle a ha cosna clú fór tuimiisiil an thuil le chláran agus leis a chluich. In nóch caiad a chuirsta chuig le cúiste na clúiche ar na seár a hán, seo acu Duncan Hᴇឭ. Huan mi corym öfliona program lyrig eich bio. Agus fe mi gra gyda sy'n union y rwtyn stressful y ddiaf yr aimin am fi. Nad efo sy'n janw yn y pys yn bio edd camera. Y rwtyn fa mi fain gymadw lich. Ys ca haiolas ac yma'r tor dyn edd Nílan. Agus fagin edrych rwiolas ac yn cosioch siachyd agus smedig agus brin. Ram ag I chearstaim agus charm geori a bhí mí mogol agus in seachna agus gon rud chorcin na chantí dú so tíoch bréimir út a dhís ha díanú seo hí sé chamran agus nuair sin camal ar am a brí bha na anas hónsa bhí déadla céchtaí fut mar seán.
When Wolfstone started, when we played HebCelt in '96, we had one half of the band was a rock band, one half was a traditional band, and they merged together. The lines have definitely crossed much more, so the use of traditional instruments and electric instruments have merged, and sounds have merged, and the music that I'm creating at the moment, it's a hybrid of Wolfstone and of everything that I've done over the years, so it's not a cut and dry, Celtic rock thing anymore.
Ha mi sas le fish ilan ruig agus sas le ydyn fi gwybod le oegri cwsetichyn tradisiynta setichyn Gaelic richele. Agus hari sy'n y blion yn ha HebCelt fi nwafesoch taichgol. Ysgas gyfer barok tentichyn ac yn an island stage, acoustic stage, agus intent fod. Ha sy'n tord corym de de bhuianan ága, nó buianan úre, fiachan Eddi cheolach, gan cús ualoch a bheith at dolianach áit mór.
Han hókala ha an clown sin féin fun a bhí gáilpáir chanúra gut I mesa chomór sa ha, chocútamach sa ha galata féinin chom sin ha mar cúran gaif I fásiús galata féicin fiain rutbic na sin bhfuil háat san nóchach na chumas misitals doch an féim hín chom nóchach hic an níos agus go hín agus gan na fésin sé chom gar idir loch for a han gaif.
Ha sin lín éilenis ha mar a hachar le ceol tradiisianta sa fichiid bliana as díoch fás is a fás an éiste céimiile agus an éiste léit de chluiche in scólaneoch agus díoch I de bhrosna agus ha HebCelt siad a turscopi an a dói ósach sáide.
Ha sin féicin in éist táir I tíine machchas an nóhaid agus at the cloich ceol tradiisianta ag iad ást agus sé tlach go hán gása féicin nóicrí sin agus in spéis a hacha dis tradition agus idir cheol agus na skillan íontach a hacha.
I remember going to the Black Elf Show dance and saying like if I could ever be on that stage. You know, and that was my aspiration as a 12-year-old.
Did you me hi na munar a bhain nar bhaim sin scóil cluicheníil agus cúteach ha barach choramán ar son I dheansaigh ha túútar seacin inis nach roáin na bhaim se a dheansaigh na bhaim se og bhaim se dul hail ar a tír mhór an féin tíach choraman workshops agus ruidir mar sin agus a dheansaigh CD, since Claric is with machine. So had taught barach choraman ánis agus cúteach han hágníis igiúí a bhí an páirstean an sil seo. Ha sé rúdi gin snoch sálín agus trendy mihéin.
An mis minnig go bhfuil luch géisteach tá is mó an inis son ceol tradition éis. Stoch go bhfuil a coolnis. Ha noch go bhfuil.
Chahúh fésin, is nélan agus réaltach sé HebCelt sé fésin sgáil a bheith caran I phríomh anas a gine ciú bhí a dal agus a chlúicheag. Bheit sin iad bhí a chlúich mar chálainn ar son bliana I gá go rice sin. Tíach na cuair sin áte an an áteachchan bic an glas a chuúil agus an iad cíanach chuideach. Ach suirda mí leis sé gig sinna chi a tuair a bheith sin a smúneach go dá sin iad chéim a gála airs. Bíad an ástúidir san darna tenta as bheit luma láin dúine tuamh mí an tenta cúiseach agus bheit sin caran a thorst bicin na nerves bheit tíanaar an rud bic ach míon gig a mi smúneach bheit mi ferach géin uirlína gigs how ferach géin ha seáltach cumán chaneir se dal ná iad ach hachar rud an ciú thuh an atmosfér a thuh na bheit I fiachnaí dhéanamh agus fa connection sin ann fa ceáháil itar sinnéine agus a bhchéisteach súdaí agus nuair a bheith an gig seachad tháinig sin fear an ástúidir agus sé ungin gigs is seaad ans mo chuine as is seirse slí dhéana cháil an acin mis múnaigh.
Le Caroline fac an fís ba fis a cin gur an lá seo tín agus a sin ar bhí golucha gur a háir an blianachen.
HebCelt's taken over. Graham has been in about the event since he was a boy in short trousers. He got involved with the sound and light, and he was latterly the production manager. He thinks like me in a way, so I know that the festival is now in very safe hands, and I'm quite confident that he will grow it, and it will develop, it'll change, it'll morph, as it has done over the last 20-odd years.
There's a big pair of wellies waiting to be filled. A mantra that I've developed for in the areas that we differ. I try to sit back sometimes and say, just be more Caroline.
HebCelt nach féise de bhí chosodahil stoch a fag alapa de sin éis a seo. Agus chaim sé bhéh nervous mí nach chuún ga cumdal seán imimintach blion eile leis an formula a hack.
We just want to build on where we can the success of our 25th anniversary festival. I mean, huge record-breaking for us in terms of attendances.
Leis géanalach úr man canú. Há nuair a rúsan an dhé sé hartarard is son na bhíchéad bliana agus sam náchas go míad starbachail agus ha mé céinteach go neanat go léimán.